up, baby?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the third installment of the All Over Podcast. It's Zion and Norm back with you again.
Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
I'm glad, third episode. And I don't know why I feel like we've been doing this for a minute now. And then I was reminded yesterday, like, it's only the third episode. But like I said last week, thank you all for everybody that's listening, showing support, sharing with your friends. We really do appreciate it.
Very much, man.
Um, Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. We usually have some pop culture topics that we cover and then go into a bigger, all over discussion. But today I want to focus on, you could say, mental health,
Mhm.
or the topic of today's conversation is protect black men. And while I don't, it's been at this point, it's been a week, so I don't want to like directly address, the whole smack heard around the world. But that I will say that was the catalyst for today's conversation. Um, so we just can go ahead and hop right into it. Um, so let's go back to, when was Entanglement? 2020.
21. Wait, yeah, 2020.
Okay.
Quarantine, yeah.
Yep, we got Entanglement 2020, and I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like for the most part, Will Smith was one of those people who we didn't really. He wasn't a.
A main focal point.
Yeah, and I don't mean to take away from his fame, but he wasn't someone we thought about all the time. We thought about Will Smith when it was a Will Smith movie out,
Hmm.
but then Entanglement came out, and he kind of became this like reigning
Subject.
social media
Right.
topic subject for everybody's news show, podcast, barbershop discussion. And when he went on the Red Table Talk and Jada dragged him in front of the world and what I feel demasculated him, I feel like that's when we started to see the downfall of a black man. And
Sadly.
yeah, and nobody, it became a joke. And I'm not even going, hey, I was doing it too. I'm not even I'm holding myself at fault for that. I was cracking jokes and whatnot, or that picture of him at the red table when he was looking miserable and whatnot.
Facts.
But I know I see that wasn't right now. And to just touch on the slap a little bit, I will say that while yes, the slap was wrong, it was wrong for him to do that. That slap was more than what Chris Rock said.
Build up.
Yeah, you know,
It's like a snowball. When you roll it in the snow, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
right. And Chris Rock being
It's a build up.
saying what he said, we saw him snap. You know,
Definitely.
um, I don't think what Chris Rock said was right. I don't think it was wrong either. Okay. Let me clarify before I just leave it there. Chris Rock said he didn't know Jada had alopecia.
Hmm.
So that's like me going to a comedy show telling jokes about somebody that's bald. Yeah, the crowd gonna laugh, ha 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 ha. But then
But
you
then they
find
got
out
cancer.
they're bald because okay, now it's not funny
Yeah.
anymore.
Right.
If I feel like if Chris would have knew that she was suffering from alopecia, he wouldn't have said that. But anyway, back to Will Smith. I just feel like as a society, we live in such a feminine society, a feminist society, that a lot of times I feel like male problems get cast to the side.
Yeah. Kind of drowned out.
Yeah, and it's like we got feelings too. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Especially, and I want to really focus on like black men in particular because there's this whole, we constantly hearing protect black women, protect. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be protected, but black men need protection too.
That's a fact.
You know who do we turn to when we want to be protected? Because we got to, as black men, we expected to fight for. I'm saying black men generalization. I'm not honing in on any specific age group or anything like that. But I'm saying as black men, we're expected to protect the whole family, the wife, the children,
Mhm.
the family pet, whatever. But and we also got to protect ourselves. That's a lot of fight for one person.
That's a fact.
And so I feel like a lot of times when men do express this vulnerability, or like, I'm tired, or like this is too much, it's kind of like, oh, whatever, man up, stop crying, men don't
Mhm.
cry, and I just what I really, because here's what it boils down to. I feel like, as much as I feel like we protect black women, I feel like a lot of black women don't protect black men.
Which is kind of accurate, and I think it's all a part of them feeling like. I think a lot of not even just I don't want to just specifically say black women, but I feel like when girls be on their Snapchat story and women saying, "Oh, men ain't nothing. All men gonna do is cheat on you," and things like that.
Yeah,
I kind
yeah.
of feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why. And I don't think that is. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy today. It's not all men. It's not all men. And I think it sucks that that's the way society is now. It's like we have to. What am I trying to say? We have to um kind of be put in the mix from one person's actions. It's like, let's say
It's like
we're
when one of us does something good, it's just that one. But then when one of
one
us
of
do
us does
something
something
bad,
bad,
it's, oh,
it's
all men are
everybody.
like that.
Facts. It's like when you yell at a teacher in the classroom, and then the whole class got to suffer because of one person's
Right, right,
actions.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's really the way society is nowadays, which kind of sucks, man, because now everybody, not even just black women, but people in general just have this vivid picture painted for black men, and the image is not good. It's not portrayed well at all.
Well, I say black women in particular because I went to private schools growing up, and unfortunately, I didn't have. I was thinking about this the other day. I went to private schools from second grade up until 10th 10th grade.
Mhm.
Yeah, second grade to 10th grade. And in that time, I think I had two black classmates.
Mhm.
And I say all that to say, with me only having two black classmates, I went to school with predominantly white
White,
girls,
yeah.
Asian girls. I even had a Middle Eastern classmate, female classmate one time. And what one thing I noticed is that black women are the only that I've heard of in my own personal experience with life, are the only women who I've heard with the whole, oh, excuse my language, but the whole niggas ain't shit, or men ain't this or that, like, or I don't need a man, I can do it myself.
Hmm.
And when I say that, I usually get a lot of pushback. There's nothing wrong with being independent.
At all.
But when you constantly broadcast the idea that, oh, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't
Right.
need you, you then can't be upset when that person decides, you know what? Okay, well, then I'm going to step back.
Yeah.
You
At
don't need
all.
me, so I don't need to be here. And then they get mad when they see us with white women.
That man, that's controversial, and
No,
I
But,
know a
but
lot
I'm
of
just
people gonna
saying,
take
it's
offense
like
to it.
you cannot constantly say, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need you, and then expect someone to stay.
Yeah, being degraded is it's not a good feeling, bro. It's like when y'all make black men feel that way. It's just like it's a feeling of degradation.
And
And
everyone, I know everybody wants to feel wanted.
right,
Whether you're
right,
a man or a woman, I know that we, speaking on relationships, we're always told to, make a woman feel like she's wanted. And but then what am I here for? I'm not here just to make you feel wanted. What about my
right.
feelings? You know what I'm
It's
saying?
it's it's the same way. It's supposed to be mutual.
We were
Hmm.
talking about a couple weeks ago, not on here, because I think we were in your room talking, and we were just talking about how, as black men in particular, we can't speak for anyone else, but as I think, well, yeah, and men in general, we're taught, when you get a wife, do this, 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 and this, and or when you get a girlfriend, do this, this, or this. But in my experience, on the other hand, from what I've seen and heard from like my women friends and family members, it's like they're not taught that. They're taught, when you get a husband or when you get a boyfriend, make sure he's doing this, this, and this. Make sure he's treating you this way. Make sure he's doing this for you. Da 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 da. And it's like, as men, we're taught how to treat women, but I don't think women are taught how to treat us, how to love us, and how
Yeah.
to.
And I think that's where a lot of relationships kind of fall short, because there's only been a couple of times, actually, not to put my girlfriend on the spot right now, but I gotta put you on the spot, babe. Her mom said something that I really, really, really liked. She said, I remember this one time I brought my girlfriend like roses, and I was bringing all of these gifts to her house, and she said, Taraya, this is not a one-sided relationship. Just the way that he's treating you, you make sure you treat him the same way. You know what I'm saying? And that's always gonna stick with me, because it doesn't just show like, a mom telling, her daughter, hey, make sure he's doing this for you, make sure he's doing that for you.
Right, right.
It's like she's telling her to, give me the same energy and make sure that what I'm doing is it's vice versa. I'm getting it right back. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love. And I just appreciate that, and I feel like we need a lot more of that today, so that we can prevent, the situations that we've been unfortunately faced with.
Absolutely, because when you have, you know, women always being taught, make sure a man does this, this, and this for you, and then it doesn't help with the help of the modern world, social media, whether it's rappers, Instagram influencers, whatever. They're like,
Yeah.
you know, having a man should do, or you should save your money, stack your money, make him spend all of his.
Hmm.
And like I'm talking like for us now at this stage we are as young adults, I can't be with someone who that's the mentality. Like I'm
Yeah.
supposed to spend all my money while you stack yours for a rainy day.
Yeah,
You know?
nah, that ain't it, man. I just think when it comes to relationships in general, I think if one person is providing, the other person should be providing as well. It shouldn't be one person just doing all the work. This is not the 1950s anymore, guys. You know what I'm saying? The man doesn't go to work and while the woman stays at
Right,
home,
right.
and you know what I'm saying? Y'all both got to grind, man. If y'all really want things to work out, you know, eventually a man, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, a man is gonna get irritated just feeling like he the only one putting in work.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that from a male's perspective, you
And
know?
that's what I say. Cause like I said earlier when we first started, we're living in a very feminist society, and there's nothing wrong with that. We think everyone should have equality, but I think women only want. I think that a lot of women, I won't even say most. I'll say I think a lot of women only want equality in a certain aspect of life.
Yeah,
But what they fail to realize is that equality, if you want equality, it's gonna level out in all aspects of life, not just
that's
the
a
ones you
fact.
wanted in.
That's a fact.
So you can't just say, "Oh well, uh, I'm a woman, I should make the same as you." But when it comes to relationships, I
That
still
has
want
to
you to do
right, that has to
75% of the
level
work.
that has to level out as well.
Yeah,
That
like
has to level out as
if
well.
equality is if we're gonna chase equality, let's really, really, really chase equality and not
Hmm.
just favor a something in a certain aspect of life.
And what I've came to the realization is that it's a people have to realize that it's a generational cycle.
It
So
is.
this world is never actually going to be as equal as we ever wanted to. If your mom is teaching you this, she's going to pass that down to you. You're going to have a kid, you're going to pass
Pass
that
that
down
down
to
to her.
them. It's never going to be equal.
the,
Same
the
thing with
trickle down
racism.
effect. If you're not
Yep.
taught how to love a man, I mean, you're only taught how to be loved by a man, then you gon' like you said, you gonna teach your daughter that.
Facts.
Now your daughter don't know how to love a man. She passes that down to her daughter. She don't know how to love a man. All she knows how to take receive love from a man.
Yeah, man. What to me personally, now for all of y'all girls that provide for y'all man and feel like things should be equal, shout out to y'all, man, because if I'm being real with y'all, it's rare to find that nowadays. It's
Absolutely.
rare to find that nowadays, man. So having women around the world like that, me personally, just from what I've experienced, is rare. You know,
Yeah.
it's rare.
And I don't like we said, we're not trying to bash women or anything. It's just something we wanted to speak about because I feel like how I was saying, like this, the Will and Jada situation was a catalyst for this conversation. The
Hmm.
overall thing is protecting black men is that I don't think that like I said, I'm 20 years old. I've had a penis the entire 20 years I've been
That's a
alive. So I've never been a
fact.
woman. But I feel like Will got up and he didn't race to the stage. He didn't
Yeah,
shoot up and go.
She just walked, got
Jada
up
had
and
enough
walked.
time to, what, sit down, grab his arm. What are you doing? And then it's a lot of women I saw after the slap, like, oh, I want my man to do that for me. Nah, 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 nah. Yeah, why would you want someone? If you the type of woman that wishes for someone to get violent over
Conflict.
you,
That's a fact.
that's not.
Yeah, man. And in all honesty, I feel like the way that the situation should have been handled was that I don't even want to really talk about this, but since we on the topic, the professional way would to just go up to him like on a commercial break or anything like that. You didn't necessarily have to make a scene, and now he's getting backlash from it, and now all of this bad stuff is happening to
Right,
him.
right,
They
right.
postponing movies, they doing this, they doing that. And yeah, man, now you're seeing the aftermath of this. And it's all because of his down not even his downfall, but just his
Nah,
pride.
because what I think is, and what I really want to say is that I think that Jada Pinkett, I think she is manipulative.
I do too.
I think
I can
that
see
I
that.
never knew a lot about her. I knew that,
Me neither,
honestly,
honestly.
I knew her as Will Smith's wife. I knew that she had done a few movies, but I primarily knew her as Will Smith's wife.
I knew her
Um,
as August's girlfriend. Oh no, let me chill. Let me chill.
Violate.
Let me chill, man. Let me chill. We ain't here to bash.
I knew her as Will Smith's wife, and wow, why would you say that? I forgot where I was going with this. No. Oh, okay. So like, I feel like she influenced that slap.
I didn't want to say that, but I do too, bro.
I
I do
feel
too.
like
She definitely did,
I feel like she, if not directly ordered that slap, I feel like she definitely influenced it, whether it was a
A
look she
look,
gave or
yeah.
whatever.
Because if you remember, for like a split second, the screen cut off on
Cut
them.
off of them. We saw Will laughing, and then the next thing we saw, it cut back to Chris Rock, and the camera was wide enough for us to see Will going
Walking
towards
up.
Chris Rock.
Facts,
So
yep.
we never really saw what happened in like that half a second between
Mm.
Will laughing and him walking on stage.
Yeah,
But
that's really that's really, in my opinion, what it boils down to. I want to see what the conversation was, for like not even a conversation, but just what happened in that little time to where the camera
right.
cut off of them. I think that's really probably what it would have boiled down to. So
But I say Jada is manipulative because not only did she do I believe my opinion that she influenced that slap, but with the whole red table talk thing,
yeah,
you cheat on your husband and then drag him in front of millions of people and say, "Well, if you loved me, you would have knew I was cheating." August and Tupac, sorry, are the only people that ever made me feel like a real woman. They made me feel a
wow,
lot, huh?
yeah, that is crazy, man. If I'm in a relationship and my lady is telling me like, oh, no, you haven't made me feel like a woman. It's other men that have made me feel that way.
And
It's
I,
just
I
like,
understand that they're celebrities, but everything ain't for the world.
that's a fact.
That should have been a talk at the kitchen
At
table,
the
not the
kitchen
red
table,
table.
right? For everybody to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm being real with y'all, if I'm being completely honest, man, um, anything that if I ever, get famous or anything of that nature, everything that's going on in my personal life will never be displayed unless I'm putting it out through my music. It's never gonna be
Yeah.
displayed. I'm never gonna talk about it in interviews. I'm never gonna do any of that unless I feel like I want to. But
'Cause-
even so, I don't want people doing the same thing that they did to Will. Man, I can't imagine the amount of verbal abuse from the social media that he had, bro.
Well, you know what Will's thing is?
And how it mentally
Did you
impacted him.
read Will's book, Will?
Nah.
I actually somebody said they're gonna send it to me. I'm looking forward to reading it. But apparently Will has suffered with feeling like a coward for a good part of his life, because apparently his mother suffered domestic violence at the hands of his father. And so he always felt like, I was a coward for not defending my mother.
Right.
And so a lot of people are saying that might have been that 7-year-old boy in him that slapped Chris. But it's like, people keep trying to find ways to justify it, and it's not that I don't think there is no way to justify that.
Yeah, I mean, like, he did what he did in the discussion.
Yeah.
Was it right? In my opinion, no. I think, like I said, I think the situation could have been handled completely differently. Um, I just think that there was a lot of things that obviously, just led up to it. So
Yeah, I feel for Will. I hope that he gets the help that he needs. I hope that things just work out for him. But I really want to I don't want to focus too much on Will. I just want to focus on black men as a whole. Just like we're not Will Smith, like I said earlier, he went on a Red Table Talk. He was vulnerable. He sat there and watched his wife basically clown him in front of the world,
Millions. Yeah.
and we made jokes about it. I was saying, like, as a society, we don't respect black men. I don't think we do. We don't
Yeah,
allow them
man.
to be vulnerable. We don't allow them to be.
Yep.
We still have this old school mindset of men don't cry, or men, he not allowed to be sensitive, or I don't want no man that's crying, I don't want no man that's sensitive, I don't da da da. Da. We still human.
It sucks that, you know, society nowadays normalizes so many things, but they can't, normalize men having emotions. And
Exactly.
that's that is terrible, man. And it's sad that that's true. People have to realize that we are not robots. We are not robots. We have emotions. You know what I'm saying? It's not like our emotions are fabricated or fake or anything like that, because trust me, they're not at all. um and if I'm being completely honest, I think male emotions in general are a lot stronger than female emotions. So that's just my opinion. When men are depressed, I feel like they're more depressed. When men are sad, I feel like they're more sad.
I
When
can
men are
agree with that
angry, I feel like they're more
because
angry.
when a woman is sad or depressed or whatever, she has the freedom to talk about it.
Mm,
She can go to her friend group or a cousin of the opposite sex or whatever. She can. I'm feeling this
yeah.
way. If we go
And I think,
historically, we haven't been able to do that. If we, oh man, I'm feeling sad. Man, whatever. Man
right.
up, man.
And then it's a matter of pride too. I feel like it's so much
Yeah,
pride built up that when we feel like expressing our emotions are wrong, because we feel like, oh no, I gotta be prideful about this and not express the way I feel, because I have this pride just built up in me. I think it's really pride too.
as black people, we have to get rid of this stigma of mental health.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
let me say this. It's
The black
okay.
community, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's okay to go to therapy.
Man and
Ain't
woman.
nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people. Oh, I ain't going to sit on no couch with no white lady. Tell her how I'm feeling. It's nothing wrong with that.
Facts. And if you don't feel comfortable expressing it to a white lady, get
You
somebody that you're comfortable with.
there's yeah, and that's like a stereotype people use, but there are African American therapists, men and women.
That's a fact.
I was talking to an
Yeah.
African American lady. It's just
I think I'm gonna get a therapist soon, honestly. Serious.
I would tell you what app I'm using, but they ain't paying us, so I ain't shouting them out on here. Nah, but yeah, man. I really wish that as a culture that we would allow our men to be more vulnerable and open.
Open.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing, because there have been times where men have been open. When if a black man is if he trusts you enough to open up to you, please don't throw it back in his face.
That's a fact,
Because
bro.
that's another thing I've learned about women is that when men argue, we'll say something slight just to kind of like get under your skin, but we ain't gonna say nothing like
Over the
crazy.
top. Facts.
What women when they argue to win, to shut it down. They gonna say some stuff that will cut you to your core. And it's like that's why you might be
Yeah.
arguing. She gonna bring up an insecurity you told her about. Please don't do that.
You remember that TikTok that was going viral? That dude, I think he was in I don't know the background of it, but if I'm getting this wrong, I'm getting it wrong. But it was a TikTok going viral, and you know that song, "Don't You Love When I Come,"
Yeah.
and she was like hitting him while he was talking.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
this one clip where he was like I think he was like saying, "Can I want to be with my daughter? Like I'm taking my daughter," and then she was like, "That's why I was having sex with your boy," or something like that. Like, y'all, man, come on, bro. You do not gotta snoop that low. You
Yeah,
don't.
it's
And he was on live,
right.
TikTok live,
Embarrassed them in front of the world, pretty much.
making it worse, or Facebook live. Sorry. But,
Yeah.
man, it's terrible. Like the way this world is nowadays, bro. It really is. But I don't know, man. I'm just
I think that black women have had more training on how to defend themselves from us than how to love us.
I can agree with that.
And I feel like it started when welfare reformation first came about and black people were able to get assistance from the government,
Mhm.
black men weren't allowed to be in the house.
Damn.
So it was like, if you need welfare, okay, well, you can't have a man in the house.
Wow.
So the man would have to either move out, or he would get put out,
Yeah.
or he would have to hide his stuff. Because when they wouldn't just take your word for it, they were sending inspectors like, yo, who size 12
Stuff is
Timberland
that.
is this in the
Facts.
boot in the closet right here. I feel like that's when the whole "I don't need a man" thing started.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I said this on Facebook a couple days ago. The truth is, y'all do need us. Black women need black men just like black men need black women.
Yeah.
Because as black people in this country, we haven't experienced that. While we're not the only minority, I feel like we are the minority that is tested the most. And so we,
Definitely.
me coming home to a white woman, I can tell her how I feel, but she can't relate. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
Yeah.
She can't relate to what I'm going through.
Because she ain't black. She don't know the struggle.
Oh man, today I got my boss. He was on me. He let Tommy and Connor go on break, but he let me.
Yeah.
He made me work. I got
Yeah.
pulled on by the cops, and I was terrified.
They ain't gonna understand that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it really just man. And the fact that this has been going on for decades is just it's scary, man, to see what this world is becoming. By every single day I wake up, it's becoming worse as far as racist problems, as far as masculinity versus femininity, as far as everything.
Yeah, now it's like everything is deemed gay. Like I remember, like when we were younger, the only thing that was gay was kissing another dude.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, if a dude smoke hookah, he's sucking it out too. Or if I actually know women who told me one time, like, oh, if I see two dudes walking together in the mall or around, like, I just assume they're gay. I can't call my boy and just be like, yo, let's hang out. I can't. we gotta be gay just because, like, yo, man, I heard you got a lot going on. Let's go get something to eat, bro. Let's talk about it. That's gay now.
As a matter of fact, I think was I with you that one time we was at the mall and somebody we was going to the gas station to get the chop burgers and then somebody yelled out the window, "Y'all cute" or something like that. You don't remember?
I do remember that.
I'm like, bro, what? Like that's crazy how two dudes can't even, mind you, this my blood cousin.
We just hungry, man. I'm trying to get something to eat, bro. Right? We just trying to go to the store.
I'm trying to eat, man. People just, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. But I don't know, man. Like I said, things are just getting worse and worse, as time goes on. And I don't think that there's gonna be anybody that's more impactful, like somebody like Martin Luther King.
I really would like to get to the root of, like, I really want to, like, what I would love to do is just get a bunch of black women and black men in a room together and figure out, where did we go wrong?
Facts.
Like, where did I hurt you? Let me tell you where you hurt me. Okay, how do we bury this hatchet? Because we got.
Too much pride for that, bro.
It is.
That's the sad part. I don't think that there will ever be a time like that.
And I think a lot of times, especially in this our generation that we're in, a lot of times, a lot of females, they don't feel they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong, because, like we were talking about earlier, trickle down effect.
Yeah.
They was raised, a man's supposed to do this and this, so they just assume this what a man's supposed to do for me, or they assume that, oh, all men are like that, all men are dogs.
When that's not really even the case at all, because I promise y'all, man, there's some good guys out here. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that in my past I haven't done dirt, because Lord knows I have.
Yeah.
Lord knows I have. And nobody's perfect, but mind you, I was a kid. I'm a man now. I'm making a lot better. Well, I'm not a man. I'm a young man.
Right, young man. We
a lot
growing
better
into
choices.
ourselves.
That's a fact. I'm making, better choices than I was before, and now I'm becoming the man that I always wanted to become. I'm distancing myself away from problems and situations, and so many things. And I feel like the man that I'm becoming now, I feel like I'm becoming a good man. So.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm working on now. As of like the start of the year is like, I turned 20 in February, and it was kind of just like, like I stopped being a kid,
Kid.
quote unquote, long,
Yeah.
long 2 years ago. But really, it's like I hit 20, and I was like, whoa, all right, it's time to
Yeah. It really hit you.
let's get it together now.
Dang, bro.
But yeah, absolutely. I just feel like I don't know. I just want the black man and the black women to get back to loving each other. Okay, so let me like, what's your opinion on the matter? Like, in like the truest essence, what does protecting black men look like to you?
Good question. I think that our feelings need to stop being invalidated so much. I think that's definitely a huge start. Because in a lot of situations, men's feelings, when it comes to, arguments or, anything like that. And let's put it like this. Let's say, what example can I use? I'm in an argument with my girlfriend or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. This is just an example. And, you know, I I asked her how her day was at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's telling me, "Oh, my day was good. I did this, I did that." She's telling me everything that she was doing, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's great." And she can obviously see that I haven't had the best day. I come home, I'm tired, I have a frown on my face,
Right.
and the least she can do is ask me, "Well, how was your day at work?" But if she just go upstairs and go take a nap, and she can see that I'm not doing okay, it's just like, I don't know. I kind of feel like my feelings, especially if they can notice that I'm not feeling the best. I feel like my feelings are just being invalidated. So I feel like that's definitely a huge start. Um, I feel like when things are a big deal, like as far as mental health goes, and just problems in general, I feel like instead of just throwing them away, I feel like we need to be listened to a lot more, because in today's society, like you said, we live in a feminist society nowadays. So I feel like a lot of the times men's problems and situations are kind of thrown away and flushed out by other things.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's more of a point to make women feel more comfortable, and people
Definitely,
kind of just forget about men.
definitely. And on the last point, I just feel like we need to be understood more. I feel like when we do express ourselves and when they do give us a chance to listen, they shouldn't just be like, have a counter for it. Just understand it and just like leave it at that. Because a lot of times we explain ourselves and they're like, well, listen to this. We listen to y'all, man. It's time, like listen to us now.
That's something I'm learning as I get older, is that when you whether you having an argument or somebody is telling a story, whatever it is, you have to listen to understand and not just listen to
Right.
respond.
To respond. You can't do that,
Because
man.
if you listen to respond, you listen, but you don't really retain it. You just retain one small part, and that's what you build your whole response or
Yeah.
defense over,
Yeah.
as opposed to understanding the entirety of what that person said, and then you're like, okay, you know what? I understand where you're
Where
coming
you coming
from.
from?
This is how I feel.
Yeah, then that's where you know what I'm saying. But you have to understand the person first. You can't just let everything they said go through one ear and go out the other. That stuff has to be engraved into your brain so that you can understand where they're actually coming from, rather than just letting them talk and then like while they're talking, you're like, well, how can I counter this? How can I, say something, to go against
Right, whole
this?
time they talking, you not listening. You planning
Right?
your
You
response
planning
in
your
your head.
response. You can't do that, man. And I think that's where a lot of things fall short nowadays as well. People don't listen. I think there's definitely a lack of communication.
It's like you said,
Huge.
it all boils down to understanding. It is my hope that black women will take time to understand us as individuals. And this is and for the men too. Take
Yeah.
time to understand
Understand
them.
women. Facts. That's a fact, bro.
When I just got done reading a book, and the book talks about onion people. And what I've learned is that a lot of black people, but in particular black women, are onion people. And by that I mean you have to peel them back in layers, because they're not, like I said, we're just, I think black women are very defensive towards black men. When they first meet them, it's kind of like,
Hmm.
you know, so that you have to,
It's a
you
big thing.
can't
It's true.
just pounce on them and expect them to tell you every single thing, or just pour out. So
Yeah.
you got to peel them
It
back
takes
in layers.
time.
That's
It
what I'm
takes
learning.
time. It's not like, it's not like you're cutting into a cucumber.
Yeah.
It's not like one solidified thing. It's like you said, it's layers to them. You know what I'm saying, man? And it took me a minute to understand that too. Like I said, I was a young man,
I'm just
and I'm
understanding it.
still
I'm
a young
20.
man.
I'm
Facts.
just
I'm
understanding
right.
it.
I'm still understanding it. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 19. I'll be 20 in January, but it's just like, I feel that because me first coming into this relationship that I'm in now, it really I I really had to understand a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
With me
right,
being so young and
right.
ignorant.
Because I was six. No, I wasn't. I was 18. How old was I? I don't know. When we started dating? 19.
Sometime I think a couple years back,
2019. How old was I? 17?
17. Yeah,
Yeah.
17.
Sheesh.
That's great. Don't really hit you until just now, but yeah, bro, you know what you being like so young and so because when you're young, you really think you know what love is. But I'm gonna just be honest with y'all,
You
all of the young
don't.
people out here, y'all don't. And I'm still trying to figure out what love is. I still don't have a set definition on what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm so young. I'm
And
not married yet or anything.
like when I was, like I said, we was dating when I was 19, and it was like I kind of had that version of her stuck in my head.
Yeah,
And while I was still kind of acting that same way, and like time, people change over time.
yeah, man.
I don't know if y'all saw the new Medea movie, but there was like, and I'm not married, by the way. Let me just preface, I'm not married. But she was saying like, but I think it works for our relationship. She was saying when you marry someone and you say I do, she said you got to say I do to about 8 different people because people change. So the
Yeah,
person you say I do to in that moment, that's not the person that's gonna still be there even a year later.
20 years later,
Yeah,
facts.
20, even a year later or
Your
2 years
mind,
later, people are gonna change, and
you,
you have
t-
to
yeah,
adapt.
you 20 right now, 40 or 20 years later from now, when you turn 40, you are not going to be the
I'm
same way.
not gonna be the same
You're
person.
going to grow
To be
mentally.
completely honest with you, I wasn't the same person I was last year.
That you are now. That's a
Yeah.
fact. You grow, bro. Every single
I mean, I
day.
wish I grew physically. I'm only 5'5", but no, but no, let me get back to being serious. No, like really, yeah, it's just
It's growth. It's all about growth, man.
that's
Like I
that's what
said,
2022 is. For everybody that's listening, it's only April. We in the second quarter now. I want your 2022 to be about growth. I want us to all grow.
yeah.
Whatever aspect, whether it's financially, spiritually, morally, emotionally, growth, guys. That's the focus for 2022 is growth.
And
2022 and beyond. Continue to grow. Don't stop growing.
facts. And when I say, how can I put this? When I say, when, let me just speak to y'all younger heads real quick, men or guys and girls, because y'all not men and women yet. You will be soon. Young men, young women, anybody that's in a relationship. Um, when I say y'all, you guys are ignorant. I don't want y'all to take that the wrong way. Ignorant, the definition of that is not knowing.
Yes.
Um, it's a lot of things that you guys still have to learn as far as being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that's still in high school, because man, my freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, the person that I was becoming was changing so much, and you are gonna have a rough patch. Because around my junior year, when COVID started, man, I had to really grow and mature. I was doing bad. It was a lot of things going on around the time, and I'm pretty sure that was for everybody. You
Right.
needed people around. You wanted to be around people you couldn't, so you had to grow on your own. But through that time frame, I've definitely grown. I was 16. I'm 19 now. So just to see the person, and like I said, just to see the person that I became, it's just.
Yeah, 2020 was
Mhm.
definitely like, speaking of like March 13th to
Yeah,
May, I would
yeah,
say that period that was really the opposite of detrimental. I don't know what that is. I'll just say that was a very good time period for me mentally because I was able to grow a lot and expand my mindset and how I viewed the world.
I
And
don't. I don't want to necessarily say that was I don't want to say. To me, I want to say it was detrimental in like the first half, but like I started to get better with it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. To be completely honest, lockdown wasn't all that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I mean, we couldn't go nowhere, but I feel like, I mean, I always say don't attack the audience, but if you didn't grow in some way, shape, or form during lockdown, I'm not sure what you were doing. Cause I know, cause like we
Honestly,
didn't have no choice but to sit in the house and kind of like just self reflect and
unless
figure
you
out
unless you was one of those hard headed people that was like, COVID doesn't exist. I'm gonna go and do what I want until you got sick.
those boneheaded people.
Karens. But yeah, bro. like I was saying, I just want y'all to know that you're gonna have to grow. And you will. Person that you are now is gonna be completely different. Whether you want to believe that or not, you're gonna grow. You're gonna have a different mindset. Some of the things that you believe now might change. And that's okay. That's completely normal. That's just all a part of growing.
And don't let the
So
people around you stop you from growing.
at all.
You're supposed to grow. Don't
At
let it.
all.
Oh, you changed. Thanks. I'm supposed to.
Facts. Facts.
You're not the same no more. You
And
shouldn't be either.
change is never for anybody else to, decipher the way they feel. Change is not about anybody else's opinion. If somebody thinks your change is a bad change, I mean, yeah, of course they can try to critique you, but if you think your change is a good change, that's all that matters. You shouldn't care about what other people think.
Was
So,
something I posted when I was on my 20th birthday. I said I have my Facebook post, and I said, if you ever have to choose between being liked and being respected, choose to be respected.
that absolutely, absolutely. I man, and I really, really, really boiled down on that. If I'm being completely honest, it took me a while to realize that.
Mhm.
I know there's a lot of people that probably despise me because of choices that I've made in the past, which is
Absolutely,
completely understandable.
absolutely.
I'm not perfect. I make
I
mistakes.
don't care too much for you, but
Yeah,
yeah.
facts. Honestly, but you
I'm just
know,
playing.
I had to learn that, man, because now a lot of people, they do have respect for me. They might not like me, but I'd rather be respected than
Right.
liked. I don't really care,
There's a lot of
honestly.
people I don't like, but I respect them.
For example, who can I say?
Donald Trump. No, I'm just like, I don't respect him.
Donald J. Trump. I don't know. There's somebody out there that I don't like, but I just respect them.
I got family members I don't like,
But I
but I
respect
respect
them.
them. It be like
Honestly,
that.
that's a fact.
Matter of fact, a lot of times the people you like, the people you don't like with respect, it's gonna be close family.
Honestly, honestly,
I
um,
got a whole lot of family I don't like just because of what they done in the past. But I would never.
yeah, yeah, man. I don't know, man. There's really just a point in time where you just gotta grow. I think that's really our main point in today, growing as a people.
Yes, yes. It's loving each other. It's protecting black men and women alike, and it's growth. You know what I'm
Growth,
saying? We gotta
definitely.
grow out of this. We in this box right now. We gotta grow out of this box and don't go into a bigger box.
We in,
We gonna expand. We
we're in a
can't nothing
cocoon.
hold us.
I think the perfect metaphor is like being a caterpillar going into a cocoon. I think we're in a
Absolutely.
cocoon right now, and we have yet to, blossom into this beautiful butterfly. So, I mean, eventually I feel like that point will come. Obviously, there's going to be other people and other things that are going to try to hold us back. There's going to be other people that never come out of their cocoon, sadly, unfortunately, and it's going to pass down.
Something I learned: everybody that come with you can't go with you.
Yeah,
If you with somebody, whether it be friend, family, foe, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, auntie, whatever, if you on this path to growth and that person doesn't want to grow,
right.
then that ain't for you. If you ain't trying to, because we all trying to, it's 2022. We trying to get our life together, whether it's
Yeah,
financially or work
financially,
wise,
mentally, and
whatever.
anything.
You know what I'm saying? You can't stick around with people who just want to stay in the same place they were 2 years ago.
And it's sad to say, but I know some people, I'm not going to say any names, that I was in high school with, and they still have that same mindset.
I too. It's a few people who I've had to cut off like recently within the past like
Yeah,
since the new year. Like they weren't doing me any good. That's something I said coming into 2022. It's like if you're
mhm,
not, I'm 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 really trying to focus more on networking and whatnot, and
yeah.
not just like partying and just hanging out with people who don't really benefit me.
And it hurts that I had to let some people in my life go, unfortunately. But if it's for the better, I just want to let all y'all know that if you need to, distance yourself from a person and it's for the better, you do that. You do that. Do not hesitate, because if you keep that person around, it's just gonna get more toxic and more toxic and more toxic. You know what I'm saying, bro? You just gotta keep yourself away from that. Don't ever try to like make yourself think
Don't
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 second guess it.
don't diminish your light just so that others can shine, or
Yeah,
that they can feel more comfortable in the space
yeah.
that they're in.
Don't ever do that, man. And I promise you, if you do, you will regret it
Yeah.
instantly. Instantly.
That's one thing I'm learning. Like the past 4 or 5 months been really like transformational for me. It's just like I'm focused on doing a lot of things that I want to do because it's like I don't want to be on my deathbed, 70, 80 years from now, like, oh, I wish I would have did this. I want to look back and be like, that was fun. I
Yep,
did that.
yep. Honestly. And I try to tell my girlfriend all the time, like, we got to get out here and explore it because honestly, another thing that's really a main point in today is that we have to do all of this stuff now because none of us here are promised tomorrow.
We are. And it's another thing I saw on, so speaking of social media, it's like if you can take the time to travel because it's saying your money gonna come back, but your time won't.
Yep,
No, don't
that's a
don't
fact.
get so caught up in life and work that it's you 30 years, 40 years old, ain't never been nowhere outside of your city.
Hmm. And yeah, I just got back from a trip a couple, like
You
a
just
month
got
ago.
back from a trip. I'm planning
A
a
trip.
trip for this summer.
Yeah, man, it's just it's a lot of change now. And considering the fact that I'm growing up and that I can do more things and that I got a lot of freedom, I'm definitely gonna take advantage of that because I don't like you said, you don't want to be 80 years old. I was just telling T this the other night. I'm like, you don't want to be 80 years old and just saying, dang, I really should have did that because you're not gonna be able to do it again. You're not gonna be young again.
You're
You
not.
know, you only got this a limited amount of time to be on this earth.
Yeah, you got
Nobody is gonna live forever.
one life to live. And once it's up,
I said
it's
that.
up and it's stuck. No,
I said that in one of my songs. I said, you only got one life to live. It's not like you got two. So, you don't get a second chance at life. Sadly. Um, unless it's one of y'all that believe in reincarnation or something like
And
that.
while we on that topic, I want to speak to young people in particular. Our age and younger.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it right all the time.
Yeah.
You're not.
Make
You gonna drop
mistakes.
the ball. I done dropped the ball plenty times by now,
Yeah.
but it's like you can't let that hold you down. Because I used to be that kind of person that was like, that's another thing I'm growing out of is like
Holding
things would
yourself.
happen to me, and I would be like, oh, it's his fault, it's her fault. It's no, no. I was like, okay, what did I do? What could I have done to make that situation
Better.
better? Okay, but you know what? I didn't do that. Okay, so what am I gonna do to like
Change that.
better the situation I'm in now?
And to piggyback on that is another thing. Yeah. Well, I think we was just saying that. But I think what I'm really trying to say to kind of boil it down and like put it into better words to say less but to say more is that you cannot go back to the past. You can't fix mistakes and you can't redo things that you have already done. The past cannot be messed with. You just gotta focus on the present and look forward to the future.
And that's with every aspect of life, whether it's somebody you hurt in the
Everything.
past, whether it's something, a job you didn't take, or all you can do is
Learn from it.
learn from it. I'm saying? And if you hurt someone in the past, if that person is still interested in you, I would say try and repair it. Like I said, you can't go back and fix anything, but you know what? Better yourself, grow yourself,
Yeah.
figure out where
Yeah.
you went wrong. And you know what? That's that's what I learned an interesting story a couple days ago. Sierra and Russell Wilson. Did you know that Sierra did not like him when they first met?
I did not.
She couldn't stand him, but he was persistent and he
Better
kept
himself.
yes, he
Yeah.
bettered himself and he like made her fall in love with him, and I mean that in a good way, not like forced her to,
Yeah.
but through his actions, he made her fall in love with him,
Mhm.
and look, now they're like the billboard couple of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
excellence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And I always think that that's a really, really amazing thing. When you work to make yourself better in order to get what you want in life. I think that's one of the most beautiful things ever because it's just like, man, like I work to get to this moment. It's like the same thing with this podcast. We work to get here.
This was part of my like I was saying, me doing things that I said I was gonna do and growing. Like I was saying for like a year I was gonna start a
And
podcast,
finally did it.
and I was like, you know what?
Let's buckle down.
What's holding me back? So I hopped out here and I did it.
That's a fact, man. In life, just do it. No Nike.
For real.
Just do it, man. Don't hold back, because like I said, you ain't gonna get the second opportunity to do it again. So, well, you might. Other doors might open, but it's certain things in life that you'll never get a chance for ever again. So,
And if it don't work out, that probably wasn't for you.
honestly,
You know what I'm saying? I'm a person that believes in what's for me gonna come to me. As long as
of
you put the
course,
work in, like I
of
said
course,
last week, don't just sit around and think something gonna come to you. Put the work, and and when you work, and if you're religious out there, I don't want to force anything on anybody, but with hard work and more and harder prayer, you gonna get what's yours.
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
What we ask for in private will be given to us in public. Matthew 6:6.
Mm-hmm. And I really think that we kind of touched on everything.
This was a really good episode.
I think so too.
This is my favorite episode.
Yeah, it's not. I know y'all probably been these first two episodes. Y'all probably been like,
Yeah, the
"Dang,
first
man,
two is
it was a roller coaster."
But this was needed.
Yeah, I think so as well.
This is for everybody. I know we there was a part where we honed in on like black people, but really this is for everybody. This is a message for everybody. So grow, love,
Understand.
take chance. Grow, love, understand, and take chances.
Mm,
Go out there, do that crazy thing you've been thinking of doing. It's nothing. Do it. Step out there on faith and see what happens. But I do want to say, to go back to our earlier topic, to close it off, I want to say, black women, call a black man, text them, DM them,
tell him you love him.
Yeah, send a bird with a note, tell him you love them, and black men do the same thing.
Yeah,
bury the
make each
hatchet,
other feel appreciated.
get rid of this whole whatever we got going on between us, and just let's love one another. Because, like I said, we all we got.
I'm gonna text my girl right now.
Me too, man. We ain't doing right now. I'm gonna call her. All right, we'll see y'all next week. Thank you guys for listening. Remember, we love y'all. Peace, love, and blessings.
Peace.
Young Nab, baby.